Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Christian Hannah Horror. Take a seat, get yourself something to drink, like me. So today, I want to do like a brief run-through of the history of the Friday the 13th series on home video. I'm no expert. I've got a lot of media through the years, and we're going to just kind of enjoy a walkthrough of some of the releases that have come out on multiple formats. There are some weird formats that I don't even know the name of that I'll have to do some research on to understand more about it. I've been very busy, so I wasn't able to get all the facts on some of this stuff, but there are some weird video disc Japan formats that are really cool. I think Pizzle actually has a part 5 of that, so I'll have to get a picture of that. Maybe I'll put it in the edit of this, but if not, I apologize. But let's start at what could be one of the very formative releases of Friday the 13th on home media. These are CED Selectavision discs. Now, it stands for, I believe it's Capacitance Electronic Disc System. Now, what's in here is a vinyl record. Now, I know that sounds really bizarre, but that's what this format was. It was vinyl records in here. And the picture quality was really bad. I mean, it was bad. But talk about cool releases. The art on these are just out of this world. I had a player for the longest time, but it ended up breaking on me, and it's not worth spending the money to try to get it repaired. I'm not going to watch these, really, but they're cool. Obviously, the art's really big on them, and this one's got a lot of wear and tear, but it's a beauty. The final chapter. I believe the last one to come out on this format, CED, was actually A New Beginning. And the reason that was the last one is because this format lost the war to Laserdisc big time. Laserdisc was getting its grounding in the late 70s, and this was dying out around the mid-80s and also getting its start in the 70s, but it's just a weird format. It doesn't make sense almost. It's a record in here. And I would show you, but the only way to get this out is to literally put it in the player that does something to where it activates it to pull this out and separate it. And there's a record in here, and it reads it like a record. Really weird format. And the only way to show it to you would be to actually break this, unless I'm able to play it in a player and unscrew the top of a player so you can see it work. But yeah, that's what it is. Released by Paramount Home Video. So that's CED, and these were some of the formative releases. The last one, I believe, was A New Beginning. So when I'm doing these, I'm going to try to show you different entries throughout the formats. That way you can get a different sense of some of them. Another one, and what's quite frankly my favorite format ever, is called Laserdisc. Now, Laserdisc was a competitor to VHS during the 80s and 90s, and at the time, Laserdisc was all the rage. I mean, it was really a format that... it seemed, from what I understand, it's hard. Like, the history is different between people I talk to. Obviously, I was young when Laserdisc was coming to its end. But, the pricing of Laserdisc is something that I'm a little confused about. It seems like it was the ritzy format. But, I look at prices of stuff back in the day. VHS is, like, I have a VHS of Jason Lives that has its original sticker from when it came out. And it was $80. And some Laserdiscs came in at, $30, $40. So I don't know what the deal was. I know that the players were probably really expensive, and VHS just ended up dominating in the market. But Laserdisc was a format that really survived until the end of the 20th century, and even a little longer in Japan. I have some of them here I'd like to show you. Let's go to some ladder entries. Here we've got Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Now, this is the Paramount Pictures Laserdisc. Kind of looks like the CED. It's about the size of a record, if not the exact same size. Now, this is a massive disc. Now, they call these elephant condoms. And Laserdisc are massive. If you've ever seen one. Crazy reflection in there, I know, right? What can you see? There's Michael Myers in the reflection. Yeah, this is a Laserdisc. Very shiny, very reflective. Now, the thing about Laserdisc was, I think at this point in time, Paramount weren't the best at giving the best, transfers isn't the word, but giving the best, I guess, scans for some of their Laserdiscs. A lot of these Laserdiscs were just cleaned up, they were better, but they were better versions, cleaned up versions of VHS scans. And they had a better picture quality. The audio quality was much better. everything was non-compressed, so it sounded nice and rich and full. But Laserdiscs didn't start really looking great until the 90s. Here's the 1989 Jason Takes Manhattan. I just thought this is beautiful artwork, so you guys would want to see it. This one's actually in extremely good condition. I got this near mint. It's probably a 9 out of 10 on quality. But this is Jason Takes Manhattan. This is another just like a VHS high rip. It looks better, don't get me wrong. And I've also got the Japanese Laserdisc. Now, the people over there just appreciate artwork better. They go above and beyond, and they just do a cooler job on everything. It's Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan on Laserdisc, and it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. Love it to death. Now, on this Obi strip, you can see they're marketing parts 7, 6, 5, and 4 Laserdiscs too. So, obviously, one of the most dominant formats that we would see in America would be the VHS, and you guys have seen a bunch of those. Now, I haven't shown this movie yet in here, so here's the Jason X VHS. Now, this is when New Line took over, and up until Freddy vs. Jason is when the Friday the 13th movies were on VHS. So the remake, I believe, is the only one to not be on VHS. Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason were, though. And there's Jason X on VHS. Also, here's a Japanese Friday the 13th Part 5 VHS. And again, they had better artwork sometimes. Now, I love this artwork. This is my favorite artwork, even over the pseudo hockey mask with the red hockey mask, or the white hockey mask with the red lights. I actually like this the best. This is just beautiful. With Tommy on the front, I just think that's brilliant. Cool art on the back. CIC video. I believe this is an NTSC VHS, I believe is what it's called. I think there's PAL and NTSC. If memory serves, I know that this Japanese VHS can play in American players. I think Japanese is region A as well on home video and more recent formats. But that is a Japanese Friday the 13th Part 5 VHS. Does play in my player. I have Australian VHS tapes that do not play, interestingly enough. There was always a competitor. So another competitor at the time to VHS tape was something called Beta. Now, Beta was a format that was owned, I believe, strictly by Sony Betamax, and they didn't license the technology out to anybody, as far as I can remember. So Sony Betamax was the only player to get. Now, it was a format that lasted a good while, and I believe the majority of the Friday the 13th came out on Beta as well. I don't know if Jason Goes to Hell came out on Beta, but I'm pretty sure all of the Paramount 8 came out on Beta. So here's Part 5 on Beta. There's artwork on the back. Now, this is a small format, VHS and Beta. Here's a Beta tape. Look how small that is. Now, Beta was supposed to have a slightly better picture than VHS, and the way that happened, if I can understand the technology, the way VHS tapes are read is the film goes through what's called this reader device in a player, and the Beta tapes, the Beta machines had a cleaner, better reader of the film through the player, and so it would have a better picture and sound. It's hard for me to really say how better one looks more than the other. I think Beta had better color. I think Beta had sharper image from comparisons I'd watch on YouTube. It's an interesting thing to look into. If you go on YouTube, you can probably see VHS versus Beta scans of movies that people have done. Beta was a really interesting format. It's it didn't necessarily lose because it was around for a while, but it wasn't the format that the majority of people had. All right, next we will move on to DVD. Now, I think the launch to DVD started right here with these original Paramount DVDs, and I got two here. So Paramount did this thing with the original DVD run where they would do the original artwork on the releases up until Part 5. So here's Friday the 13th Part 3 original artwork. I believe I bought this DVD from Blockbuster Video. That's right. Look at that. It's when my Blockbuster went out of business, I bought this. So this is my Part 3 DVD. God knows how many people have rented this movie. And then, like I said, from Part 5, for some reason, they started doing new artwork. I guess they did this because they started doing widescreen at this point for these, and I guess they wanted to... I think this might be widescreen, too. Yes, this is widescreen as well. They just started doing new artwork. So they got the Roy Burns mask on here. It actually looks like the Part 3 mask. It's the Part 3 mask. Who knows what they were thinking with all these. But from this point on, from 5 to 8, they did different artwork. And I don't know why they did that. I don't think we'll ever be able to get an answer for that, but they did. And then they started doing a collection for the Friday the 13th movies. And they did a box set called Crystal Lake to Manhattan. Now, we looked at this box set, so I'll just give a brief run-through of this. There's an old video I did documenting these. And these were double discs, so they looked like this. Two movies to a disc. And that was the Crystal Lake to Manhattan box set that Friday the 13th got. Then they started doing collection box sets. So this is one of the very first collection box sets I ever saw. Now this comes with an 8-pack with a mini hockey mask. And this is what this limited edition box looked like. Cool little set. I believe this came out in 2009 or 2010. And this is one that I don't see a lot of people having anymore. Now, of course, I'm sure it's sold a lot, but this is one of my favorite releases Friday the 13th ever did. Now, this is the lenticular Paramount 8 collection. Really cool lenticular cover. And it comes in, like, I guess you could call it a booklet. And it's really cool because the discs slide on the sides, and they've got fun facts. Or I guess they call them Friday facts in here. With a poster, box office, and cool artwork at the bottom. Every movie comes individual on its own disc, which is really neat. This is a really cool release. I've always been a champion of this release. I've always talked about how much I liked it. I just think it's a good-looking release. I think it's really cool. It's a really collector-style release. And I love the fun facts. Body counts are in there. And there's Jason from Freddy vs. Jason on the back of that, even though that's a New Line movie. But this was a cool one. I've always dug this release. So that's the collection. Now this came out in 2012. So this came out a year after they were doing the initial run of these and stuff. They did the lenticular cover, and I saw it at Best Buy, and I was like, I'm not leaving home without that. Now it's important to note that obviously these Friday movies got individual collector's edition DVD releases around 2009 or 10. Yeah, 2009. So these were, all came in these red cases. Now, this is how I got introduced to these films, was buying all these from Best Buy. So here's part 2 and here's part 1, and they did all 8 in these red cases. And these are the most memories for me, buying all these and enjoying these films and, all the cool special features. And then they subsequently started releasing some of these on Blu-ray in the red case covers like these. I was looking for these guys. I have 1 through 4, and they stopped doing those individually and did double packs for those, which I didn't get because I was buying multiple Blu-ray versions at this point. But just know that they did 1 through 4 individual Blu-rays for these, and then 5, 6, and then 7, 8. They did double pack Blu-rays. I thought I was going to do good and not make any edits, but I forgot about the New Line Slasher Collection. This is one of my favorite home video releases I ever bought. It comes with Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and Freddy vs. Jason in these slim DVD releases. We'll have a look at them individually. So first off, we have Jason Goes to Hell, unrated and R-rated version, which is really cool. Then we got Jason X, Evil Gets an Upgrade. Love this movie. And, of course, we have Freddy vs. Jason in the blue artwork. All right. What else did we forget? All right, well, let me slip in the Friday the 13th Killer Cut Steelbook. Really cool Jason mask on the back of that. 2009 movie. So once we get into the Blu-ray era, after I told you about that, the only one I don't have, or one of the only sets I don't have, was the 1 through 8 collection pack of Blu-ray. I'll pull up a picture of that right now. I just didn't ever buy that one. Now, if I ever see one, if I got one, I never care about slip covers. There's nothing like that ever really. But like if I ever got that one, I'd want to find it at a pawn shop with the slip cover, just for collector's purposes, to have it as it was intended when on its initial release. So maybe one day I'll track that down, but it's not a priority at this time. One of the most cherished days in my fandom of Friday the 13th was when this came out. The Pure Collection set, or the Pure Friday Collection tin, which has all the Friday the 13th movies. This was a big deal because it joined New Line and Paramount, or New Line and Warner Brothers. Excuse me, Paramount and Warner Brothers, more like it, because I think New Line is owned by Warner Brothers now. All the films were in here. Now, this was just a really cool set at the time. Interestingly enough, they got Jason Goes to Hell on the front of that. And Friday the 13th, Paramount likes using these booklets. So, you know. Now, this had really cool art. I was always a fan of the art on these. I skipped part 1. I apologize. But these were just a beautiful set. I just always dug it. Now, they did start double disking parts 5 through 8. There's Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. Beautiful artwork right there. Freddy vs. Jason. There's the remake. And then the killer bonus disc with Uber Jason on there. Now, this was an old disc that was used. Good stuff. Now, this came with a digital code. This came with 3D glasses. And it came with a mini commemorative Crystal Lake Memories book, which was a very, very small companion to the actual set. Now, the actual book is beautiful, and I urge everybody to get it. It's the best book ever. If you're a Friday fan, you get to know the real truth. Not the Crystal Lake Memories Blu-ray truth, the real truth, because that book is dirty. They all hated each other. I'm letting y'all know right now. Then we would start to see and hear the rumblings of a new set coming from a company called Scream Factory. This brings us up to this beauty, the Scream Factory box set. One of my most prized possessions. I love this thing, containing all the Friday the 13ths. Now, one of the big things that this set had that was a big deal was having the deleted scenes as a bonus feature in Part 2, the kill scenes. Part 3 was in legitimate 3D. Now, from Part 4 back, all 4K scans. And one of the things that Friday fans have always wanted was Blu-ray releases with that beautiful original artwork, and we got them on the Scream Factory set. We also got, for the first time on actual disc format, Jason Goes to Hell uncut 2K scan. We got a 2K scan of the lovely Jason X. Just a great set. Great set. The correct color timing of Jason Lives, Kill or Be Killed. Just a lovely set. We did not get the VHS hockey mask art for Part 5, which is still making me a little salty, but I get it. It's not the original artwork, theatrical artwork, which is what they were going for in here, but I think they should have made an exception, if you ask me, and had just gone with the VHS artwork. Very bummed out about that. And then we started seeing this around the same time, if not a little bit before. We got a 40th anniversary of the Friday the 13th movie on Steelbook. Now, that was a big deal. That was really cool. All recycled discs, mostly. This one is got the uncut Friday the 13th in there. And we also had Friday the 13th Part 2 come out. And I'm hoping they do Part 3 this year. That would be lovely to have that. So we got that. And then Paramount decided they were going to re-release the Friday the 13th movies on Blu-ray and do an updated version with the new scans of 1 through 4. Before we get there, though, how could I forget? Germany has been doing these lovely releases for years. Now, I have Jason Takes Manhattan. I wish I had more, but they're hard to get. But it's a beautiful release. These are digibooks that they release multiple times, and they'll do different artwork for their runs. They'll do the original VHS artwork. They'll do custom artwork. They'll do different poster arts. This is all in German, so I can't read it, but this is a lovely release. Now, this release at the time, when I bought this before the Scream Factory set came out, this was the best-looking Jason Takes Manhattan Blu-ray I owned. It looked better than the Blu-ray in America. This one just looked better. I swear to God it did. But this was a lovely release. I loved it so much. I love it so much. But then when we decided to see, this is where we're going to wrap it off, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Then we started to see that Paramount was going to re-release the movies again for people that either A, couldn't afford the Friday the Scream Factory box set, or B, just wanted to buy it again because they're fools like me, or C, they're just doing it because they know Friday the 13th makes money no matter what, and they're going to try to make money. So then they decided to release these in 2 ways. In steelbook form, and then they did this form, the 8-film set. Now, I just got this today, and I got it for $20 on Amazon, and I figured $20, I need this for collector's reasons to have it in the collection, so we'll open this up together for the first time and have a look at it. I'm going to keep that sticker because I love stickers, so I'm going to take the plastic off carefully and put that sticker on the case after I open it. But we did a video on the Steelbook set, and I was happy with the Steelbook set because they put Jason from Jason Takes Manhattan on the front, and then there's Roy Burns in the back. Now, this came out this year. Now, it's all recycled discs from before, but I don't think that the first movie actually is a 4K scan because it doesn't look as good as 2, 3, or 4, not like the Scream Factory set does. But the Steelbook also came with collectible cards that has the artwork on the one side, and then scenes from the movies on the back, which was really cool. So I appreciated that. Nice little touch. So the Steelbook was available at Best Buy, and it might have been available at Target. I'm not sure, but I know it was available at Best Buy because that's where I got it. And this set came out a few months after the red case came out. So the Steelbook is the newest version of the movies available, but the red case came out just a little bit before that, and we'll open it up and just get a look. All right, so this is the red case 8-movie collection. It makes me want to watch The New Blood. I can't figure out why, but it makes me want to watch The New Blood. On the back, we get a poster rundown with some tidbits with special features. I gotta say, the red case is a nice touch. Digital codes. All right. So it looks like they only gave you the R-rated cut for Friday the 13th in here. Not sure why they did that. I would be annoyed, but honestly, why should I care at this point? It's not like I don't have ways to watch the uncut version in my collection. So you have part 2 right there. But if you don't own these movies, that is a little bit of a bummer. I can understand that. Part 3 on its own disc, and then we got the final chapter. So these are the 4K scans. Parts 5 and 6. And we got parts 7 and 8 right here, all on blue discs. And this is the red case version that just came out this year. So that is a brief run-through of the Friday the 13th movies on home video. Wow, this was quite a video to do. I've been collecting Friday the 13th on home video for a decade now. I've gone out of my way to get some of these releases. I've gotten lucky and found like the Crystal Lake to Manhattan set at a used video store. I have I searched high and low to get those Laserdiscs, which are worth a fortune now, and I have all of them on American release, not all of them on Japanese release, but I have all of them on American release. And I want to credit one of the people that really got me into collecting home video for Friday the 13th, Jason Parker, who runs Friday the 13th franchise.com. I was watching his collection videos on his channel from basically a decade ago, and he would have all these beautiful, gorgeous releases that I could still only dream of owning, but he made me really appreciate Friday the 13th on home video as a franchise. It's the most fun franchise to collect on home video, bar none. And I enjoy going out of my way to collect and own Friday the 13th movies on home video. I'm going to be sad when there comes a time where I can't do that anymore. Who knows? This very well could be the last time I ever buy these movies. And, of course I don't need it, but I want it. I love this franchise to death. Even though Nightmare is my favorite franchise on the planet, when it comes to collecting, Friday the 13th is the best. No doubt. No, Friday the 13th is the most fun to collect, bar none. And I appreciate Paramount constantly giving me and others the availability to own these movies. That means a lot to me. Even though they kind of fumble a little bit, I still appreciate that they give you the ability to own them on physical media. That means a lot to me. And I'm hoping some of the people will pick this up. I'm going to put an affiliate link down below from Amazon. This was available for $20. Now, that's like a Christmas thing. I'm going to put the link on down there, but if it's not $20, I'm going to either make a disclaimer or let you guys know or take the link away because I don't want people to get their hopes up and see that link and then it goes back to being 70 or whatever or 60. But this was $20. I got it for $20. You can't beat that. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you had a good time. Please let me know what are your favorite releases that you own on for Friday the 13th on any entry, on any format. I would really appreciate it. I want to know your story and what your favorite releases are. My name is Christian Hannon Horror. You can call me CHH. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you guys next time.